Hello, good day everyone. You are welcome to Extract Academy and I welcome you all to another section of our solution video. Today in our video we are going to be taking a look at the indices of WAEC and JAMB past question solution, whereby we are going to be solving these questions and we are going to be solving them together. Now, without wasting much of our time, what is the expectation of the video? By the end of today's lesson, you should be able to solve related indices past questions of WAEC and JAMB. This will help you in attempting any question that is related to indices. Without wasting much of our time, let's move into solving of these questions. And the first question we are going to be solving is the WAEC question of 2009, question 31. Question 31 that says, if 9 raised to the power 2x is equals to 1 over 3 times 27 raised to the power x, find the x. The first thing that needs to come to your mind is, how do I find my x? And for me to find my x is actually an easy, because since they have been given 9 raised to the power 2x equals to 1 over 3 times 27 raised to the power x. So, sorry for that. Let me clean that up. So, then multiply by 27 raised to the power x. Now the first thing you need to do here is to make sure that all these things that you want to solve, they are in the index form of 3. How can I make them index of 3? I can make them index of 3 since I know 9 is 3 raised to the power 2, then which means that would be 3 raised to the power 2 of the 2x you find there. Also 1 over 3 will be 3 raised to the power 1, because that is the negative fractional index. Then times 3 raised to the power 3, because 27 is 3 raised to the power 3x. So that will now be 3 raised to the power 3x. Then applying the laws of indices, which says when you have additions, you add your number. Then you have 3 raised to the power 2 times 2x, that is 4x. Which is equals to what? Which is equals to 3 raised to the power minus 1 plus 3x. I hope you are following. Then, since we know this, the next thing we do is to take out our 3. Then when you take out the 3, you will see that your 4x will be equals to 3x minus 1. Now, since you have 3x minus 1, then what next to do is to collect the like terms. That is, take 3x to this side, and once you take it to be 4x minus 3x equals minus 1. Then what is 4x minus 3x? That is x, which means the value of my x is equals to minus 1, which is option C. Now I hope you get that right. Let's look at the steps. How do we solve it and how do we get to the answer? Now moving to the next questions, which is from WAEC 2014, question 35, which says find the square root of 8 raised to the power 2 times 4 raised to the power n plus 1 divided by 2 raised to the power 2n times square root of 16. Like I said, the first thing you always take note when you are solving indices question is that make sure that all what you are given are in the same index form. Now let's express all this in the index of 2. Now I know that my 8 is 2 raised to the power 3, then with the 2 that was there before, which means they multiply each other, then times my 4 is 2 raised to the power 2, then that will be 2 raised to the power 2 into bracket and plus 1 that was there earlier. Okay, if you get that right, then divided by 2 raised to the power 2n, which is still okay, then times what? 16 is 2 raised to the power 4. Now, if you combine all this, you will see that this is an actually indices, whereby you add the power of the one that have multiplication and you divide the power of the one that have division. That will now be 2 raised to the power what? 6, because 2 times 3 is 6, plus what? 2 raised to the power n plus 1. So I hope you are following the instruction. Then divided by 2 raised to the power what? 2n plus 4. Now let's resolve all what is on double what? On top of this fraction. So if you open that bracket, that will be 2 raised to the power 6 plus 2n plus 2 divided by what? 2 raised to the power 2n plus 4. Now if you use the division rules that says what? That is to subtract the power, you will see that you have what? You have 2 raised to the power what? 6 plus 2, that is 8, plus 2n. Now then you are dividing, which means minus 2n minus 4. Then if you resolve this, you have what? 2 raised to the power what? 2n takes 2n out, then 8 minus 4, that is 4, then 2 raised to the power 4. And if I may ask you, what is 2 raised to the power 4? That is 16, that is multiplied 2 in 4 places. So that is 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2, 8, 8 times 2, 16, and that is square root of 16 now gives me 4, which means the correct answer for this question is 4. Moving to the next question, I hope you are following the instruction and you are getting the solution. I want you to jot this thing down and pause the video as you are jotting down, so that you can able to apply this in any of the questions that you are going to be solving. Now the next one is WAEC 2015 question 4, which says 27 raised to the power x times 3 raised to the power 1 minus x divided by 9 raised to the power 2x equals to 1. Like I always say, express the number in index form. So if I express this 27 in the index form, that will be 3 raised to the power 3x, then multiply by 3 raised to the power what? 3 raised to the power 1 minus x that was there initially. Then divided by, if I express my 9 also in index form, that will be 3 raised to the power 2. The 3 raised to the power 2 will now be 3 raised to the power times 2 that was earlier before, that is x. Now in order for us to make this thing easy, can we turn our 1 to a natural what? Natural indices, which is 3 raised to the power 0, for us to be able to what? To simplify our solution. Now after you have done this, then you apply the indices rule of addition and subtraction. What does the indices rule of addition say is that when you have multiplication in between the indices, you add the powers. Then that will be 3 raised to the power 3x plus 1 minus x, then divide it by 3 raised to the power 4x, which is equals to 3 raised to the power 0. Now since you subtract the power, now we have division again, then which means you have 3x minus x, that is 3 raised to the power 2x plus 1. Now I'm bringing the power of this 4x, and that will be in subtraction, that is minus 4x, which will now be 3 raised to the power of 0. Now the next thing is to take out our dot, our base, then bring the power, which means we are left with 2x plus 1 minus 4x equals 0. Then when you collect the like terms, you will see that this one will go to this side. Then I will be left with 2x minus 4x. If you do that neatly, that will be minus 2x equals to minus 1. Then divide both sides by what? By minus 2, which means x is equals to half, which is 1 over 2. Then the correct answer is option B. You can see that when you follow the rules of logarithm, when you follow the processes, you will be able to solve the question. Now moving to the second part, which is the JAMB question. And this JAMB question is from 1981, question 26, which says 3 raised to the power 2n plus 1 times 9 raised to the power n times 4 raised to the power 2n. How do I solve this? For me to solve this, I need to split 6. What do I mean to split 6? I know that 6 is 2 times 3. Then which means 2 times 3 raised to the power of what? Of 2n plus 1. Then times 9 is also what? 3 raised to the power 2n times, then 4 is also the same thing. That is 2 raised to the power 2 times the 4, 2, then it was there. That is 2 raised to the power 4n. Then divided by, if you remember, 18 is also 2 times 9. That will now be 2 times 3 raised to the power 2, or raised to the power n, then times 2 raised to the power n times, no, also 12 can be what? 4 times 3, and that will be into bracket 3 times 2 raised to the power 2, all raised to the power 2n. Now we have many things to do here, and the first thing we just need to do, the simple thing we need to do is what? Just collect the like terms, bring those ones that have the same power or the same base. We have 2 here, we have 2 here, so we can bring the 2 together to become, don't forget that the power of these 2 here was what? 2n plus 1, then plus this power here, that is plus 4, n, then times the power of 3 here, which is 3 raised to the power 2n plus 1, then plus 2n. When then you now divide it, then let's resolve the down one also. We have 2 here, we have 2 here, we have 2. So we have 2 powers, 3 powers to add, which is 2, which is the base, then n plus another n plus 2n. Don't forget this one has to raised by 2, that will be 4n times 3. Now let's look at 3. That is 3 raised by 2n here. Then plus 3 raised by plus what? Plus 2n. Now we have resolved this. Now let's add. Then we have 2 raised by what? 2 raised by 2n plus 1 plus 4n. That will be 2 raised by 6n plus 1. Then times 3 raised by 2n plus 2n also gives me 3 raised by 4n plus 1, all divided by what? Here now, that will be 2 raised by what? N plus n, that is 2n, 2n plus 4n, that is 6n. Then times 3 raised by what? 3 raised by 4n. Now if you resolve this using the division rule, you will see that the division rule says subtract the power, and you say 2 raised by 6n plus 1 minus 6n, then which means this 2 raised by 6n takes out each other, which what leaves 2 raised to the power 1 alone, times also 3 raised to the power what? 3 raised to the power 4n plus 1 will be 3 raised to the power 4n plus 1 minus 4n. That will leave 3 raised to the power 1 alone. And if we can see this, our answer will be 6. Now what I want you to do is, when I'm resolving this to get this, I want you to work out that particular step so that you won't miss out. Then you can see that the correct option for this answer is 6. Now the next question, which will be the last question for today, is JAMB 2009 question 27, which says 5 raised to the power 2 into bracket x plus minus 1 times 5 raised to the power x plus 4. This is actually simple. As you already know, you add the power, then which means you have x plus 1, x minus 1, sorry, plus x plus 1. Now if I may ask you, what is 0.04 in fraction? I want you to confirm that 0.04 in fraction is actually 40 over 100. But 40 over 100 is now what? That will be 1 over 25. I want you to confirm that from this calculator. What is 1 over 25? That is 5 raised to power of minus 2. So I will put it in bracket. This is 1 over 25. So resolve and try to recall how 1 over 25 become 5 raised by 2. Then I can take out my base easily. Then I'm left with 2 times x. 2x. Now I'm doing this for you to know the shortcut method of solving indices without wasting your time in the exam hall. Then minus 2 times 1, 2 plus x plus 1, which equals to minus 2. So when you solve this, you will see that 2x plus x gives me 3x for here alone. Then the other side where I'm collecting the like terms, 2 minus 2 plus 1, that's minus 1. Then take it to this side to be 1. Then 3x is equals to minus 2 plus 1, that is still minus 1. Then divide your both side by 3. You will see that the value of your x is equals to what? Minus 1 over 3. You can see how simple is it without wasting your time. This is option D. Now this is a simple way on how to solve what? Indices questions without any problem. I hope you have learned something great today. If so, thank you very much for paying attention and thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more solution video. Bye bye. Thank you.